Students, in this video, we will study about valence bond theory. So, in the annual examination, 3 marks question will be asked on the valence bond theory. Using the valence bond theory, explain hybridization magnetic property of the complex. One example will be asked in the annual examination, theory examination for 3 marks. So, using valence bond theory, explain the magnetic property hybridization of the complex. Now, what are the postulates? What are the postulates of valence bond theory? So now see, in the postulates, the metal atom or ion under the influence of ligands can use N-1d or NS-NP. So N-1d means penultimate cell, NS and NP means valence cell. So metal atom or ion under the influence of ligand, so can use penultimate cells or valence cells, either NS, NP and ND. So that is nothing but valence cells. So inner orbital n minus 1. So Nd is outer orbital, either valence cell. Second postulates. So before that, see, for hybridization to yield a set of equivalent orbital of a definite geometry. So for hybridization, the complex, if the ligand approaches, it may take inner orbitals, that is n minus 1d, either outer orbital Nd, and it gives the geometry of the complex and hybridization of the complex. The second postulate is these hybridized orbitals are allowed to overlap with the ligands. So ligands can donate the pair of electrons for the bonding. So these hybrid orbitals are allowed to overlap with the ligand orbitals. So ligand orbitals and metal, whatever the orbitals are there, these will overlap. So here ligand will donate the pair of electron, that's why it is called Lewis base, and metal is a Lewis acid. Now see here, if the coordination number is 4, so the type of hybridization will be sp3, the geometry will be tetrahedral. One more possibility is there, if the coordination number is 4. If the coordination number is 4, then one more possibility is there, that is dsp2, square planar. And if the coordination number is 5, then hybridization is dsp3. The geometry is trigonal bipyramidal. Trigonal bipyramidal. Coordination number 6. So here we are having sp3d2 octahedral geometry. So one more is there. So if the coordination number is 6, so d2sp3 and the geometry is same, octahedral. So these are the geometries possible. Geometry and hybridization states are possible for the complex if the coordination number 4 and 5 and 6. So in examination they may give coordination number 4 complex, either coordination number 6 complex, and they will ask you to write the hybridization and magnetic property and geometry of the complex for 3 marks. So application of valence bond theory to predict the geometry of the coordination compounds. The magnetic moment of coordination compounds can be measured by magnetic susceptibility experiments. So it is possible to predict the geometry of the complex from the knowledge of its magnetic behavior on the basis of valence bond theory. So I told you the 3 marks questions will. Now the predicting the geometry of coordination compounds. See the first example. It is nothing but hexaamine cobalt 3. Hexaamine cobalt 3 it is. So first here, the central atom in complex is nothing but what? The central atom is cobalt here. So cobalt atomic number is 27. Cobalt atomic number is 27. So we'll write the electronic configuration of cobalt. That is argon is the nearest noble gas, 18. Then 4s2, 20, 3d7, 27. Now we have to calculate the oxidation state of the central atom. So that is cobalt, I will take it as a X plus. So ammonia 6 ligands are there. 6, the charge of the ammonia is 0. 6 into 0 is equal to 3. 3 is nothing but it is a charge on the complex. That's why is equal to 3. Then if you calculate this, you will get X is equal to 3. Then it is nothing but cobalt plus 3. It is nothing but cobalt plus 3. Now we have to write cobalt plus 3 oxidation state. Then we have to remove the 3 electrons from now cobalt electronic configuration. First I will remove from 4s. then 1 electron from 3d, then it becomes 3d6 4s0, 3d6 4s0. Now draw the orbital. So 3d 5 orbitals, 4s 1 orbital, 4p 1 orbital. Now the present electrons present, that is in 3d, so we'll write the electrons, 6 electrons according to Hund's rule. You have to fill the electron, so 6 electrons are present in the 3d. Now ammonia is a ligand. So in the presence of ammonia ligand, the electron pairing takes place. Why electron pairing takes place? Because if it is a strong field ligand, then electron pairing takes place. If it is a weak field ligand, then there will be no pairing. Now ammonia is a strong field ligand, then the pairing takes place. So electrons get paired. Now the empty orbitals starts from 3d. So in 3d also 2 orbitals are there, 4s1 orbital are there, 4p 3 orbitals are there. Now there are 6 ligands are there. There are 6 ligands are there. So one ligand can donate 2 electrons, means one pair of electron, means 6 ligand means 6 pair of electrons. 6 pair of electron means the total 12 electrons. So they are paired only. So you have to fill the electrons from empty orbital. Then d2 sp3, 12 electrons are there, 6 pairs are there. So 6 pairs are electrons are donated from ligand, that is ammonia. So that electrons we have to fill now. Now the electrons, the ligand electrons are entered from d. Then yes, then p orbitals. So total 2 d orbitals they are occupied and 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals. That's why the hybridization of this complex is d2sp3. d2sp3. The hybridization state of this complex is d2sp3, and geometry is octahedral. If the coordination number is 6, already we know the geometry will be octahedral. Then now magnetic property also we have to see. So magnetic property or magnetic behavior. See the whatever the hybridization state you are written, see there whether any unpaired electrons are present. If it is a completely filled, then it is a diamagnetic. If it is having unpaired electron, then it is a paramagnetic. Now it is a completely filled, so it is a diamagnetic in nature. The ligand electrons are entered from inner d orbitals. That's why it is an inner orbital complex. Now second one, see the second example. In the second example, so tetracyanidonickelate, it is an anionic complex. Tetracyanidonickelate, again you have to do the same thing. The first thing, you have to write the central atom in the complex, central atom or central atom, ion or metal. So metal present in the complex is nickel. Write the electronic configuration of nickel. The atomic number of nickel is nothing but 28. The electronic configuration argon 18, 4s2 3d8. Now find out the oxidation state. Find out the oxidation state. X plus cyanide charge is -1. 4 into -1 is equal to the charge on the complex is -2. So you will get the X is equal to 2. That is nothing but a nickel plus 2. Now remove the 2 electron from 4s. Then you write the electronic configuration of nickel plus 2. That is nothing but 3d8. Now draw the orbitals. 5d orbitals, 1s orbital, 3p orbitals. Now fill the electrons. So total 8 electrons are present in a 3d. Now see whether it is a strong field ligand or weak field ligand. Again, the Cn is a strong field ligand. Again, electron pairing takes place. Electron pairing takes place. See, the electron are get paired. Now the empty orbital starts from d. Then 1s, d, 1 d orbital is empty. Then 1s orbital is empty. 3p orbitals are empty. Now again, 4 ligands are there. One ligand can donate one pair of electrons because it's a monodendron ligand. So 4 ligands are there. Then 4 pair of electrons means 8 electrons. So you have to fill from empty orbital where it starts from 3d. See. So you have to fill the electron. So one vacant 3d orbital and one vacant 4s and 2 orbital 4p orbital hybridized to give 4 equivalent dsp2 hybrid orbitals to form a square planar complex. Now see, if you fill the electrons, then you have to fill dsp2 orbitals. Hence the oxidation, sorry, hence the hybridization state of the complex is dsp2, dsp2. Then geometry square planar, geometry square planar. Then see whether any unpaired electrons are present. There is no unpaired electrons, it is completely filled, hence it is also diamagnetic in nature. And it is also taken inner d orbital, ligand electrons are entered into inner d orbital, that's why it is also inner orbital complex. So if the strong field ligand is there, it exhibits low spin, so that's why it is called low spin complex. If weak field is there, weak field ligand is there, then it is a strong, uh, if it is a weak field ligand is there, then there will be strong field or high spin complex. See now next example, that is the third one, tetrachloridonickelate. So in this the central atom or metal is nickel. The nickel atomic number is 28. So electronic configuration, argon is the nearest noble gas, 4s2 3d8. Now we'll find out the oxidation state of nickel in the complex. X plus, there are 4 ligands are there, same ligands, that is a halide or chloride. 4 into the charge of the ligand is -1, halide charge is always -1, so 4 into -1 is equal to -2. -2 is nothing but a charge on the complex. Now you will get X is equal to 2, so that is nothing but in this complex nickel oxidation state is +2, nickel +2. Now argon 18 3d8, 4s 2 electrons I have removed. Then draw in the orbital according to Hund's rule, you fill the electron. So it is a 3d8 4s 0, so 4p is also 0. Now the given complex, whatever is there in that the chloride or chlorido is a ligand. This ligand is a weak field ligand. This ligand is a weak field and high spin it exhibits. So if it is a weak field ligand, then there will be no pairing, then there will be no pairing up of electron. So now the ligands, monodentate ligand, 4 ligands are there, one ligand can donate one pair of electron, so 4 pair means total 8 electrons. So those 8 electrons you have to enter from empty orbital. Now empty orbital starts from 4s, so 4s 1 orbital, 4p 3 orbitals are there, you have to fill the electrons. Then 1 s orbital, 3p orbital, sp3 is there. So 1 4s orbital and 3 vacant 4p orbital and hybridized to give 4 equivalent sp3 hybridized orbital to form tetrahedral geometry. So it is a weak field ligand, remember. So 8 electrons are entered into 1s, so it is a 1s orbital and 3p orbital, that is a 4s and 4p. So hybridization is sp3, hybridization is sp3. Geometry, if it is comes sp3, then it is a tetrahedral. sp3 means tetrahedral. Then see whether the unpaired electrons are present. You can see in 3d 2 unpaired electrons are present. In 3d 2 unpaired electrons are present. So if 2 unpaired electrons are present, then magnetic behavior, that is nothing but paramagnetic in nature. Paramagnetic in nature. So now the ligand and electrons are enters from, that is nothing but from 4s. So it has not taken from 3d, no pairing taken in this complex. So that's why it is a outer orbital complex and it exhibit high spin complex. It is a high spin complex. So next example, students, that is the fourth one, hexafluorido, hexafluorido cobaltate 3. Now in this the central atom or metal is nothing but cobalt. The atomic number of cobalt is 27. Then we'll write the electronic configuration. Nearest noble gas is argon, 4s2 3d7. Now we'll find out the oxidation state of the metal in the complex. So X plus 6 ligands are there, -1 is the charge of the ligand, is equal to the whole charge on the complex is -3. Then you will get X is equal to 3. Then it is nothing but a cobalt plus 3 oxidation state. Now we'll write the electronic configuration for cobalt plus 3. I will remove the electron from 4s and one electron from 3d. So 3 electrons I have removed from cobalt electronic configuration. If you remove the 3 electron, you will get cobalt plus 3 electronic configuration. That is nothing but 3d6. Now fill the electrons. So take the orbitals 3d, 4s, 4p and 4d. So now I have taken outer orbital 4d also empty, because 6 ligands are there, 12 pair of electrons. So 12 electrons, 6 pair of electrons. 12 electrons, 6 pair of electrons you have to enter. So however, I told halogen is a weak field ligand. There will be no pairing takes place. So you have to start the electrons. You have to fill the electrons from empty orbital. So 12 electrons you have to write means 4s and 4p. It is not enough. Then outer orbital 4d is also required. That's why here we have taken 4d also. Now in the presence of fluoride ligand, no electron pairing takes place because weak field ligand. Then the 12 electrons can enter into one s orbital and 3 p orbitals and 2 d orbitals. That's why the sp3d2 hybrid orbitals to form octahedral geometry. sp3d2 is a hybridization state and the geometry of the complex is octahedral because coordination number is 6. If the coordination number is 6, already we know it is nothing but what? Octahedral. Then see, fill the electrons. So 12 electrons you have filled. Now see, hybridization is sp3d2, geometry octahedral. Now see whether the unpaired electrons are present or no. See, in the 3D 4 unpaired electrons are present. Then it is nothing but paramagnetic in nature. You can see the geometry of octahedral complex how it is. So it is also paramagnetic in nature. It is also paramagnetic in nature. And it has taken outer orbital 4s, 4p, 4d. Then it is the outer orbital complex. Already I told it is a weak field ligand. Then it is nothing but high spin complex. So students, now limitations of valence bond theory. The first limitation is, so it involves the valence bond theory involves the lot of assumptions. So totally the theory depends upon assumptions. Then does not give quantitative interpretation of magnetic data about paramagnetic and diamagnetic. Then third one, does not explain the color exhibited by a coordination compounds. Means the coordination compounds are colored. Why those compounds are colored? Why those compounds are colored? That it is not explained by valence bond theory. Then it does not give quantitative interpretation of a thermodynamic or kinetic stability of coordination compound. About thermodynamic and kinetic stability also it is not explained. Next, does not make exact prediction regarding tetrahedral or square planar complex with coordination number. So if the complex is having coordination number 4, then there are two geometries are possible. One is square planar, one is tetrahedral. So this valence bond theory does not make exact prediction. So regarding sp3 and dsp2 hybridization. Then it does not distinguish between weak and strong field ligand. Now student, we'll study about spectrochemical series. Let's see what you mean by spectrochemical series. A crystal field splitting, that is delta naught, depends upon a field produced by the ligand and charge on the metal ion. That is nothing but some ligands produce strong fields, hence large splitting of d orbital. If large splitting is there, then it is a strong field ligand. If it is a weak field splitting is there, then it is a weak field ligand. So you can see the spectrochemical series is nothing but ligands are arranged in a series in the order of increasing field strength. Such series we will term as spectrochemical series. Now see, first iodido, bromido, thiocyanide, chlorido, sulfato, fluorido, hydroxido, oxalato, aqua, isothiocyanide, ethylene diamine tetraacetate, amine, ethylene diamine, cyanide or cyanido, then carbonyl. So whichever water onwards, whichever the ligands are there. So these are totally strong field ligands. So it is increasing order. So here halides you can see fluoride, chloride, iodide, bromide, oxalate. So these are weak field ligands. Now assigning the electrons in d orbitals. of the metal ion in octahedral coordination entities. Now see, if the strong field ligands are there, then there will be high splitting. Delta naught will be greater than the P. So you can see here T2G and EG is there. T2G, EG. So 5 orbitals, d orbitals are split into different energy. That is called splitting. 5 d orbitals which are having same energy. When ligand approaches to metal, the 5 d orbitals will split into different energy. So 2 orbitals are above now, that is EG I have taken. Then 3 orbitals are below, T2G. Now weak field ligand, then it is a low spin. So delta naught is less than P. Now see the splitting, the energy gap you see. The splitting is high in strong field ligand and low in weak field ligand. So P is nothing but pairing energy. Now how pairing energy? See, now if it is a strong field ligand, if the single electron is there in strong field, then fill the electron. Even same way in weak field also. If 2 electrons are there, see how to fill. So 1 electron already filled, now second electron. If 3 electrons are present, same way you can fill. But when you fill the fourth electron, so in strong field ligands, there will be pairing. There will be pairing. But in weak field ligand, it enters into higher energy orbital. That is the EG orbital. The fourth electron enters into higher energy orbitals. So T2G4, if you get 4 D4 electron system is there, T2G4 means all 4 electrons present in T2G, means paired here. But in a weak field ligand is present, then T2G3, and in EG 1 electron you will get. You can see T2G3 and EG 1 electron. And a weak field ligand high spin, strong field ligand low spin.